Welcome back. Today we're doing a visual novel called Sounds of Her Love. I've actually never played this before, and it came out recently, I think. And I saw the reviews, so they're kind of positive. And I like doing visual novels, especially on this channel. And as I haven't uploaded in a bit, I was like, hey, why not? You know, please enter a character name. I'll put Meowmix. Actually, no, I'll put Shadow. Why not? Alright, something is ringing. Why won't it stop? My hand limply reaches out towards the noise, but I can't seem to locate it. Ugh, must be around here somewhere. I sense something rigid at my fingertips. Suddenly I hear a loud crash beside me. The ringing stops. Ugh! Forcing myself upright, an intense light greets my eyes. Beside me stands a hazy figure I can't make out. Do you mind not making so much noise in the morning? Your sister is still asleep. I can't really do female voices or anybody's really voices, so I'm gonna just keep on talking this voice, if that's fine with you guys. As my eyes adjust to the light, I see my mother standing beside me. I look downwards and I see my table lying on the floor and my alarm clock just next to it, broken into pieces. I'm not cleaning that up. Just get ready for school and come downstairs. I made breakfast. My mother walks off. I don't think she's particularly happy. Well, I doubt many parents would be with their children creating such a ruckus. Still, it wasn't my fault. I was still half asleep for crying out loud. I pry myself away from the bed sheets and pick up the table and the broken alarm clock off the floor. I check what the clock once read and concluded it's almost 7 a.m. Unfortunately, today is a Monday, so it's back to school with me. Although it's cliche, I'm not really looking forward to it. Hey, you know what's really cool? I have summer, so I'm not in school. I'm actually pretty happy about that. It's not like I dislike it, but you'd think after transferring here, things would have been a lot more lively. So far, nothing out of the ordinary has happened, though I can't really expect life to be like that. This isn't a manga after all. But it is a visual novel. Opening my drawers, I pull out my uniform. It's still as good as new. I haven't had much to wear it in. It's only been here a week. For an international school, the uniform is quite generic. I was expecting something more prestigious. I guess this is still Japan, after all. Even though I've lived here all my life, my mother was dead set on sending me here. She's not a native, so she at least wanted me to connect with her side of the family. Despite her premise that getting in touch with my Anglican heritage was a good idea, the school isn't even English, it's Welsh. I'm pretty sure the country's north of England. I don't think there's much difference anyways. After finishing doing my blazer, I hear a shout from downstairs. Son, your breakfast will go cold at this rate. You may as well let me have yours if you're going to waste it. Sliding outside, I close the door to my room and head to join my parents. Reaching the dining room, my mother and father greet me with warm smiles. Maybe not so much my mother. I think she's still pretty pissed. My father gives an empty chair I don't know how to say that word, slap, still smiling all the while. Sit down, my son. We have a healthy breakfast your mother would approve of. Of course I would. I made it after all. Oh crap. My girl's voice isn't that great, so whatever. But I don't think the father's voice is too bad. In front of me sits a traditional English breakfast: eggs, toast, beans, sausages, and the like. I don't think I could eat all of this. The empty chair's pulled out from beside me. I guess my sister finally woke up. When it comes to the morning, she's not very talkative or noticeable to say the least. I'm sure she'll file up later though. Oh yes, my beautiful family is gathered at last. My sister acknowledges my father with a quick glance and starts eating her breakfast in silence. Tell me, Shadow, how are your studies? Was the hefty fee worth it? The school is private and teaches a foreign curriculum, so tuition fees are quite large. Luckily, my father could pay for it, and it's only for my final year. It's going okay. The initial buzz of it wore off after the third day. I guess it's like a normal school, not much different from the ones here in Japan. I did have a experience at a traditional Japanese high school, but due to our relocation to Tokyo, I had to transfer. If there was one noticeable comparison, it's the students. Most of them aren't natives, and a lot of them are quite full of themselves. Even I'm only half Japanese. Really? That much for a normal school? What was the point of that fee then? You want our son? Oh, jeez, that was so bad. Anyways, you want our son to have the best education possible, right? And he's closer to my side of the family.
Reasonable. Tell me this, though, son. Have you been speaking to any girls, at least?
Are you really asking him that? Both my parents engage and stare off. Things like this happen all the time. For them, this is only a bit of a banter. Checking the clock off the wall. I know I read that wrong, but whatever. Checking the clock off the wall, I realize I'm a bit behind schedule. I give my family farewell and head towards the door. Wait, that clock, I can't do scissors. I hear my sister say something just as late, though she doesn't chase after me to tell me. Strange to hear at the start of the day, but I guess I can't fret about it now. I continue on a journey I'm only getting used to. The street leading to the school is particularly empty. Only a couple of locals are walking by, and the number of students is quite low. Checking my watch, I realized that I had left considerably early. I guess the clock at home was a bit slow. Ah, that's what his sister was gonna say. A faint noise strikes me from my wrist. Ahead of me is a female student, presumably from a school, picking up the contents of her book off the floor. Contents of her bag, off the floor. I guess she dropped it. I consider helping her, but the time I move my feet towards her, she's already finishing and continues on her scroll. She rubs the back of her head, and the braids sway softly in the wind. Just as I pass where she was standing, I noticed a small card on the floor. Instinctively, I've picked it up. In my hands is a library card with that I assume to be her name on it. Serdwen? Considering this is a Welsh school, I guess that's the origin of her name. I look up and she's nowhere in sight. Oh, crap. That's actually probably something I would say. Quickly setting myself off, I run towards the entrance of the school. I just hope I can catch up to her. It doesn't take me long to get her in my sight. I call out to her. Sorry, guys. I was yawning. Sarah Dwin, you dropped this. Huh? She's blushing, man. Sarah Dwin turns away, around, flustered, as I approach her with a ragged breath. Here you go.
Thank you.
Oh, hey, you can talk. Did not expect that. Well, actually, I didn't expect it, but then again, I wasn't like surprised either. She gives me a sigh response as I hand her back the card.
How did you know my name?
It doesn't look like she's very comfortable with talking to me. It's on the card.
Oh, it's pronounced Carrie, like a K.
Oh. I knew that. Sorry, my bad.
Don't worry.
Carrie still looks rather uneasy. I guess some people just aren't that fluent with others. Well, it's a good thing you got it back. We're both pretty early, so it would have taken a while for someone else to find it. But then they probably would have given it to the lost and found.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, no problem. She thanks me again, and her eyes are averted slightly away from my direction.
This card is important to me.
Maybe you put it in a safer place? You wouldn't risk losing it then. That was important. A library card. Actually, no, it's probably something deep. Alright, anyways. I know I didn't have the right to tell her what to do with her stuff, but things like these are common sense.
I use it a lot. It's easier for me to reach it quickly.
Ah. I guess she's an avid book fan. She must be quite smart. That, or she just likes books. I decided to continue the conversation. I guess everybody needs a hobby. No, I'm gonna ask her that. What sort of books are you interested in? Fiction, or non-fiction?
I read a variety.
See, yeah, same. Carrie's pretty cool. Well, that was a short answer.
I want to study literature.
She looks at me as if she expects me to blue her, though I completely deny her expectations. Sounds great. It's good to have something you're passionate about. Her lips move. I guess she can't stop herself from smiling. Moving my feet again, I set off towards the entrance of the school, turning around to face Carrie before I make any sufficient progress. It's still early, but we should go to class. It's a bit cold, after all.
You're right. I need to check what class I'm in.
She doesn't know what class she's in? School started a week ago. Don't tell me she has amnesia. Carrie shyly passes me. Yeah, Carrie. Alright. And heads towards the school, and I follow suit, heading towards my class. I guess she was a pretty interesting person. Actually, this is actually going pretty well. Not too bad. I like doing visual novels. They're pretty cool. Especially, I just like doing them for my channel. Don't know why, I just kind of do. Classes are well underway, and the class is filled with a widespread sense of lethargy. It is a Monday after all, and lunch is just around the corner. Does anyone really want to learn about the structure of the inner mitochondrial membrane right before lunch? I lean back in my chair and stare down at my notes, which are just a little more than scribbles on a sparse page. In the end, I can't really say I expected anything different from when transferring here. After all, the basic principles of teaching are still the same wherever you are. There's no reason as to why this school would be any different. Though the extra language lessons are a pain in the, I don't curse on this channel, so it's whatever. Well, most people, whatever. Anyways, just as I let out a small but definitely noticeable yawn, the teacher glares sharply in my direction. Bored, are you, Shadow? No, sir. Oh, that's a surprise. How about you answer the question at the bottom of page 3 then? I looked at the closest book on my desk and realized what the teacher is referring to. I definitely haven't done a good job at pretending to work. Still, I oblige and turn to page 3, moving my eyes toward the bottom of the page. I find a question that's somewhat relevant to what I managed to hear during the lesson. What is the space between the mitochondrial membranes called? Is that the matrix? No, that's the bit inside. Whoa, boy, do you have an answer? Oh, actually, wait. I'm gonna search this up so I don't sound stupid. I feel it's the second one, but I don't know. I searched up with Google. What is the space in between two mitochondrial membranes?
Here's a summary from Shmoop. The space inside the IMM is called the matrix, while the space between the two mitochondrial membranes is cleverly named the inner membrane space.
Yep. Alright, that's what I thought. Alright, cool. Looking across to the opposite page, I spot a diagram of a mitochondrion, with a nicely labeled arrow showing me the answer. Into your membrane space, sir. The confidence in my voice, or more likely the fact I got the answer right, seems to have left my teacher surprised. Well done, Shadow. I guess you were paying attention after all. I certainly wasn't. The teacher continues on with the lesson, leaving me to lean back in my chair once again. This time, I try not to yawn. Soon enough, class ends, and I trail behind a mass gathering to exit the room. Oh man, I made myself yawn a bit with that when he was talking about yawning. The crowd slowly shifts. The class has about 30 people in it anyways. I stagger behind the other students residing in the corridor and make my way to the cafeteria. Chatter radiates from the swaths of people in the cafeteria. I weave my way through those standing around, the people walking in the opposite direction. The line is long, as always. Unlike most schools, the food here is actually quite good, so naturally, it's in high demand. I join this queue of students left famished by the morning lessons. Time slows as the line slowly inches forward. All this for a sandwich? I know, mate. They're lush, aren't they? Made with 100% Welsh beef. There we go. I probably turned racist right there, or I don't know, whatever. That's what they say anyway. I find it hard to believe they would import that stuff to Japan just for this one school. Eventually, I'm the one gazing at what's on offer at the counter. To be honest, that guy was right. The beef here sure is lush. It's quite a prestigious school. I bite the sandwich and stuff it into my bag. The place is quite packed, so I doubt I'll find a place to sit down. Just as I'm about to leave, I spot a table that's actually empty. Well, almost. I know someone familiar eating by herself. It's like her from earlier, Carrie, wasn't it? I wonder if I should approach her. I hardly know her, but I want to sit down. It's cold outside. Approach her. I'm gonna approach her. I'm gonna be like, yo, like, that's probably not what I'll do in this situation. Probably like, I'm gonna go sit aside. You know what? I might as well approach her. She's alone after all. I've been in that situation plenty of times this past week. I know how it feels. One step at a time, I make my way over to the table. Her silky braids gently rest by her sides, and unlike before, her braids only move due to her actions. As I draw closer, she takes notice of my presence and directs her head towards me. She hesitates to speak, but I planned on the initiative from the beginning. Hey, hi Carrie, it's me from earlier. Don't think I ever got to chance to introduce myself. I try my best to avoid sounding nervous. Walking up to a girl sitting by herself is pretty noticeable to everybody else in the hall. To everyone else, sorry. My name is Shadow.
Hello. Thanks for earlier.
She's still pretty on edge. Perhaps I should just apologize to her and make a quick retreat. I'm sorry for walking up to you so suddenly.
Don't worry. I don't normally have people to eat with, so I'm glad.
See, I made the right decision here. See, that's what I thought. See, guys, I'm just like the love master. Not really. Actually, do not quote me on that. Ignore that. That was a really stupid thing to. It's pretty cringy. Anyways, she abruptly stops. She abruptly stops speaking after giving me a sign of gratitude. Her cheeks turn a rosy shade of red, and she directs her eyes away from me. I guess she's embarrassed. It did strike me as odd as to why she's alone. Aside from her lack of self-confidence, she seems like a fairly nice person.
I had an illness.
Oh, yeah, she's just explaining things to us. She goes straight on to why she's so alone. I never asked her, but I'm glad she thinks of me as close enough to her to explain it to me, even though we just met. Though, given that she does seem so introverted, maybe I'm the only person that is.
For a while, I was immobilized. As recently as last week.
Is that why she told me earlier that she needed to find out what class she was in? Her face continues to grow to a deeper shade of red. Perhaps maybe I should converse with her to ease her explanation. Though, with her personality, I don't know if it will actually help. I can understand, I guess. I'm new here, so I don't really have anyone to eat with. It's not really as relatable as an illness, though. I kind of regret opening my mouth. Hers, though, continues moving as her lips gently let out her unstable speech patterns. Dude, he's kind of like slowly noticing like little details about her, so that's actually, I think he's, kind of like liking her a bit,
I've been here since last year.
That's actually a pretty sad thought. If she's been here this long, how come she's this alone? Even with an illness, you expect her friends would still speak to her afterwards. Though I'm not making assumptions. For all I know, she could be a good friend with a classmate that just doesn't eat in school or is absent. My gut feeling goes with my former conclusion in spite of the idea. She delicately twirls her hair at the tip of her braids nervously during the lag times of our conversation. I can't really think of anything to say, so I decide to do something instead. It's bold, but I tear. Yeah, alright, is that how you spell it? I don't know. But I tear a sheet of paper from one of my books and scribble my phone number on it. If you ever need anyone to keep you company, then you could call me anytime. Or if you see me around school, just say hi. Oh, wow. Dude, he's like, I would never be able to do that. Like, no. But wow. He's like, actually, not too bad, actually. I doubt she'll do either anyway. To downplay the forwardness of my actions, I think of the cheesiest quote I can and continue speaking. Birds of a feather flock together. Oh, that was actually really funny.
You're giving me your number?
Though her voice is quiet, I can still sense she's a bit shaken. I thought giving it to her would be acceptable in this day and age. People are practically dependent on their phones now. Still, giving your number to giving your nimble to someone, no, giving your number to someone of the opposite sex will probably remain direct for years to come.
Thank you.
For some reason, she thanks me. Her pale fingers reach towards her bag, and she gently takes out a rather pink and cute-looking phone. I didn't know anyone still uses phone straps, but a daffodil charm swings in the air as she enters my number. Oh, her body shaking slightly all the while.
You're the first in the non-relative section.
Oh well. Finishing her sentence with a smile, she gazes at me. I smile back, of course, which in itself takes a bit of courage. But her eyes quickly dart away to break our stage of contact. She goes red again, and her mouth is slightly ajar, leaving her lips to glisten as the sunlight enters from the windows beside us. The chimes of the bell resonate throughout the room. I guess it's time to get prepared to go to class again. Carrie stands and shyly looks towards me, expecting me to say something, which luckily for her, I do. I enjoy speaking to her, even if she doesn't say very much. Like I said, feel free to contact me anytime. Though right now, I guess we should head back to class.
Okay.
She trots along my side, slightly behind me, perhaps to keep her blushing face hidden, I guess. She seems to have a habit of going red. Dude, I know the feeling. We part ways when I reach my classroom, giving me a hardly audible farewell once we do. The wooden chair behind my back is rigid and sticks into it, causing me slight discomfort. Oh, wooden chair. My eyes dart across the pages before me, looking for any information that can make my life easier. I hate homework. Agreed. Words echo around the room as I speak solemnly to myself. I thought that it would be easier just to copy the answer straight from the textbook, but apparently they're not here. This heavy workload, however, does not seem to compensate for a rather tranquil day at school. I did meet someone interesting, though. The blossom of rose on her cheeks, her silky golden hair, and her hushed voice. Carrie's presence, would be minuscule to many, but I can't get her off my mind. Shadow, dinner's almost ready. Oh crap, that was really weird about how I said that, but whatever. Calls from my mother reaches my ear. Calls from my mother reaches my ear as I just about give up on my homework. It's not due for another week anyways. Anyway, so I close the book and haphazardly toss it back onto the shelf. The smell of cooking guides my way down towards the door, but just as I'm about to leave my room, something stops me. My cell phone chimes and vibrates slightly on my desk, leaving me to consider who might be calling. Oh, is it Carrie? Alright, I'm not gonna read that because we already went over that. That's right, I gave Carrie my number, didn't I? I wasn't really expecting her to call me, but I guess she was probably checking that I didn't give her a fake number as a joke. Shadow, are you coming? I'll be down in a minute. Probably not a minute, but it shouldn't be that long. I might just tell Carrie to call me back, but at least I can do is answer the phone. I pick up the device from my desk and answer the call. Carrie breathes through the speaker, her nervousness all too apparent, even though mobile call. Hello? Carrie?
Hello? I wanted to see if you'd answer.
Exactly what I was expecting. Carrie's voice seems a lot clearer, and the nervousness I once heard is pretty much gone. Is it because she isn't speaking to me in person? Of course I'd answer. I gave you my number, didn't I?
You did. Thank you.
You didn't think it was a fake, did you? I tease her about it. To be honest, if she gave me her number, I would probably think it was a fake too. That's it. It probably wasn't. If she wasn't so timid anyways, if her personality was different, she would probably be pretty popular. Don't worry, I'm only teasing.
Oh.
The teasing girl I just met seems pretty abnormal, but I can't deny her response was adorable. You seem fairly relaxed. I call her out on the contrast of her speech patterns. I already know the answer, but I want to show her that she can speak to people clearly if she just tries.
I find it easier speaking to people over the phone.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if it seems rude.
No, it's fine.
I call my father a lot.
She didn't say I was her first non-relative concept.
I really wanted to speak to you.
Her stutters flare up again. The concept of calling someone for school is still probably quite foreign to her. Shadow, your dinner will get cold at this rate. I get another shout from the dining room. By now, my family has probably started eating without me. It's quite a traditional thing in this house for everyone to eat together. I'll have to tell Carrie to call me back. I like to speak to you too. But do you think we can call me back probably in about half an hour? My dinner is ready. My mother is being quite persistent about it.
Oh. Okay.
Serious? Carrie sounds a bit dejected about it, but there's nothing I can do. My mother is quite strict at times, and she'll probably scold me for ignoring her if I don't go now. Carrie and I bid temporarily farewells, and I head downstairs, leaving the phone on my desk. Alright, so I think I'll end off the episode here, because why not, But anyways, thank you all pack for watching. I think this is actually going to be pretty cool. But anyways, thank you all pack for watching. I hope you all have... Actually, I should probably save first, just, Alright, anyways, thank you all for watching. Hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all later. Peace, guys.